So, hi, Alexandra. Welcome so much to our book club. It is so
Thank
excited.
you.
So
I'm
excited to
excited.
have you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just excited to be here.
Ah, good. Because you are a prolific writer and you write in different genres, which is really different. And you're very good in all of them, which is like wonderful. So really the only question I have about the genre thing is, have you ever done a historical?
Yes, I actually started under the name Deb Raleigh. And I started off with Regencies, the very short Regencies.
Uh-huh.
I did those and I destroyed that market. And then I went to the long historicals under Deborah Raleigh, and I did quite a few of those, and then I destroyed that market. And then I went to paranormals under the name of Alexandra Ivy. So I've just done a little bit of everything.
But the paranormal is still there, so please don't destroy that. Okay.
I'm trying very hard to destroy that one.
So did you write Harlequins?
No, I wrote the short historicals for Zebra Regencies, and I did those
Okay.
for quite a few years.
I think I read those.
I know a lot of people don't know that I did write those.
And I never connected the two of you. Your alter ego here.
I missed them. I loved writing the Regencies. They were a lot of fun.
Wow. I have to go look through my bookcases. I only have 30,000 books.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm one of those people that I'm afraid to get rid of books because you never know when your computer's going to die or your
That's true.
Whatever. And the books they can't get rid of. So it'll give something to, my children to have to go through.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what my thought is as well.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. Well, tell us now about Deb, Alexandra. How did you get started? Way back. You could say prehistoric time. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It is very prehistoric days, back when I actually started on a typewriter. So that's how old I am. I know. But I actually started as in a theater major. So I started with writing plays. That was my kind of dream, was to be a playwright.
Yeah.
And even today, I write my books in play format, which I know it's always, everyone's like, that's a little odd, but so I do all dialogue first with the little stage directions in, and then I go back, I put the action in, and then the third pass through, I put the emotion in. So I still write as a theater major would write. So but that's where my love of creating characters and my own world and all of that came from. And then and I always love to read. Like, I think every writer, starts off with the love of reading.
Yeah. So you're fast because you put out like 4 books a year.
Yes.
So does the formula that you use, the Deb formula, does that work to be able to put those books out so quickly? I mean, and they're so complete. It's not like they're blown off books,
I think it does help in the sense that I always know where the story is headed, so the dialogue for me is the easiest part. I mean, that's the part that comes the easiest to me. So once I have that layered down, then the rest of it I can fill in fairly quickly. And it always depends on the amount of research I have to do. So the historicals, obviously a lot of research, and the new suspense, have a lot of research. My paranormals I've written for so long, they go very quickly, and they're my world, my creation. So
okay. So that, I mean, when I had talked to you before, you were talking about your kind of not leaving behind, but you were focusing more, you're focusing more on the romantic suspense. And
yes.
The two in this series, the Pike, Wisconsin, are set in a very small town or small area, because I'll be honest with you, Faceless mostly takes place in Iowa, which for those of us who have to look it up, we go, okay, 3 hours. Because see, in Texas, 3 hours, right, that means you went to Fort Worth.
I know, yeah.
But you're still in Texas. But so
Yeah.
it's like Wisconsin is not Iowa. So it was like, oh, I had to look at I swear, guys, I had to actually look it up on a map to make sure that she had it right. Not that I'm questioning you or anything,
No.
but I just wanted to make sure being,
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Texas. So what drew you to this area? What drew the middle America, let's say?
Right. I'm actually from around Hannibal, Missouri. So I'm from the Midwest, so it's always comfortable. But I actually happened to be driving up to my brother's birthday party, and we were going to surprise him in Madison. Well, it was in the Dells, Wisconsin. And on the way up, there was a huge snowstorm. And as we're driving through all this pristine whiteness, my family were all like, how beautiful this is. And my thought was like, you know what, if there was a dead body out there with blood dripping from its throat, then, you could see it for miles. And they're all like, okay, we're stopping the car. We would like you to get out and walk the rest of the way, because that's what my thought was. But I was like, the setting was actually what drew me to the book in the first place, was just seeing that rolling hills with all that whiteness.
Well, when I think of the Wisconsin Dells, because of other author we had visit with us, and because my son is actually went up there on vacation, is I think of things like not Godzilla, but the Trojan horse, and it's very campy. It's not.
Yes. Yes.
But Faceless doesn't take place in the wintertime, so you did not include the snow in this for the dead bodies.
Right. For the second one, I wanted a reason to go back, so I made sure that there was, still the connection there. But I was like, this is a little too soon after having a serial killer. But we go back to Pike in the next book. So.
Oh, so book 3, we're going to go back to Pike?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are we going to see snow so we can see the blood better?
So yeah, there is definitely snow. Yes.
Is there blood?
It's a lot. I'm not going to lie. This one was like the next one, Unstable, was because I actually did it where there's a killer from the past and a killer in the now. So there's actually 2 killers. So we get a little taste of both. Yeah.
Yes. Well, there's some of us here at this book club who actually would share your taste, because we see dead bodies in the countryside under bushes. We say where you could bury that gully would be really perfect for a body.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're amongst friends here.
Excellent. I know my family was a little leery of, maybe I could walk the rest of the way, but I'm like, that's how we all think.
Because it makes sense to me that there should be a dead body out there wherever
Yes.
going. Okay. All right. So in Faceless, let's talk about Faceless. So how did it come about? It's book 2 in your Pike, Wisconsin series. And it's about Winter making her annual trip home, or not home, but because she lives in Laurel. No, what is it called? Forgot the name of the town. Anyhow, she makes her annual trip home to Pike to visit her mother's gravesite, because 25 years earlier, this is the premise, guys, her mother was killed by her at a gas station. And Winter learns all kinds of things out there. So, but what in your mind set this whole thing going? I mean, where did you get the idea for it?
I thought I come from such a normal, regular family, but I thought, and again, this is how my mind works. It was like, what if you discovered everything you believed about your family in the past was a lie? I mean, everything, your family, your mother, the death of your mother, everything was a lie. And if you would pursue it, and how it would change your life and who you thought you are as a person. And then of course, to add a little danger in, no one wants this dug up. The past, quite literally, they don't want it dug up. So I just thought it'd be interesting, more like a psychological thriller.
Yeah. And you set this in 2 very small towns, really, because they're couple hours apart, but they're very small towns. Everybody knows each other, and it's because to me, living in a city now, I go, yeah, small towns, that's full of murderers and everybody's got secrets. And it's not a friendly place. I don't understand this small town phenomena that everybody thinks is great. So I really enjoyed reading Faceless, where it was like, oh, another secret. It was like you did the Onion, and I loved it because it was like, oh, I think that's the killer. Nope, that wasn't it. They're dead now. Oh, okay, they can't kill if they're dead. Okay, the next one. This is it. And then and it was just fascinating, and I just loved it, actually.
Thank you. And I love the small, because I live, the town I live next to, I don't even live in town, but is less than 300 people. So it is very much a case of everyone knows everything, and all the business is everybody's business. So I like to play on that kind of interlocking lives.
Yeah. So, but okay, so you are is this where you now feel comfortable? Is this what your next couple of books are going to be, set in small towns with a lot of death?
Yes. So the next two books will be set in Pike, West. So the one I'm writing now is going to be set in Pike as well. And then they'll all at least be associated with that town. And I'm like, I don't know how many sheriffs I can go through, but we're gonna find out how many we can do here.
Yeah. And the first sheriff was dead. It was like, oh, okay. So I wonder who's going to be doing this.
I know. And the funny part is that our local sheriff here has been super kind about helping me with my research, and I've done some ride-alongs with him and stuff. He's such a nice guy, and he's like, could you, maybe not kill me off in this one?
So do you base any of your characters on real people or parts of real people?
Yeah, it's always parts. It's bits and pieces. And I think I'm like most writers, I'm kind of a person watcher, but it's not so much getting to know the person, but watching them and then just deciding myself what's going on in their life and what they're thinking and why they would be there. And, so I just take an idea of a person and then create it.
Well, I really liked Winter, and I love that in her small town, she was doing the farm to market and she had a restaurant, and I thought that was just fabulous. And she did some tricky things, guys. We're not going to talk about it. It'll be a spoiler, but you got to read it to find out. And it's really enticing, and she's a smart cookie. Okay, guys, smart cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so this is like really personal, but are you inspired by real life crimes, or are these just all in your imagination?
Well, sometimes it is, I live very close to the Mississippi, and Pretend You're Safe, which was my very first romantic suspense, came from the floods came through here. And then when they receded, they found a dead body in one of the fields here, one of the farmers' fields here. And I was like, oh, that's definitely a story. That's got to be a story right there. So that one inspired it. And like I said, sometimes it's a setting. Sometimes I read, or I watch all the murder mystery endless. My husband's like, that's just creepy. Like, you watch football, I watch murder shows, so it works out.
So which murder shows which ones are your favorite? Which murder shows are your favorite?
I have been watching is it the yeah, I know. The Devil You Live With, or I'm terrible with the titles. And I like the new ones that catch them on the camera, that's solved by CCTV, the closed crime ones. And I watched the real life murder ones. I haven't been watching so much the other ones.
Okay. Are you more like American murders or British ones, or you don't care?
Oh, when I'm watching one that's, like a television show one, I love British. I have BritBox. I watch, and when my husband and I traveled to England, I was like, we have to go to Oxford, just because that's where all the great crimes happen. I watch all the Midsummers and those. So I do love a good English mystery.
Yeah. Okay. So you need to watch the Loch Ness Murders, and then you go up to Scotland and you go to Loch Ness. I think it's called Fort Alexandra. Somebody will correct me because we went there together. And I annoyed everybody who was on the trip with me by saying, oh, there was a body there under that one. Okay, no, at that lock, there was another body. That was that was the second episode. Oh, that's where they found the other person. Yeah.
Yes.
Fort William, thank you. I knew you would do this. I knew they would remember better than me. I was just looking for dead bodies. Okay, well, go ahead.
I love all of those ones.
Yes. And with Midsummer, you've got like 20 some seasons to watch. And I was always very sad when I went there that these little towns didn't have all the murders that you would think that they did have because of watching it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like get them the first time there.
So. Yeah. Missed opportunities, I tell you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, we have a part of our interview where we call this rapid fire questions or fresh facts that you have to answer. And you have to do this off the top of your head. Don't think about it too much because we want to know what your gut reaction is. So what is your favorite trope to read?
Amnesia.
Ooh, that's different. Okay, like that. And what is your favorite trope to write? Besides dialogue.
Yeah. I like Woman in Danger. Woman in Danger, definitely.
Okay. What genre do you never, ever want to have to read again?
I'm not, oddly enough, a steampunk fan. I love history and I love fantasy, but the steampunk I didn't like as much.
Yeah. So all those blimps with steam things in it, and all I could think of is, have you guys never watched The Hindenburg? What is wrong with you people? It blows up, guys. You know, it's not a healthy kind of situation there. What is the favorite time of the day for you to read?
Late at night. I love I'm audio book fan right now. So a hot bubble bath, door closed, maybe a glass of wine. An audio book is my favorite thing in the world.
And do you play it at regular speed?
No, I do like 1.3 at the slowest. Sometimes 1.5.
And then there's those of us who just put up to 2 to get through it because it's so slow. Yeah. Okay. What is one hobby or practice that you've picked up recently?
I have, it's a return to, and that's knitting. I haven't knit for years. So I just this past with COVID and staying home, I picked it back up and I love it.
Have you made anything like really fabulous?
Oh, I made a sweater. No, just hideous. And, I've made like 3 sweaters and unraveled all of them because they were just hideous. But it's just the process. It's the process.
It's very soothing, isn't it? I mean,
it is. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Who was your first book boyfriend or girlfriend?
Darcy. I read Pride and Prejudice when I was super, super young, and I fell in love with Darcy. And I still have a routine after every time I finish a book, I watch Pride and Prejudice again.
Which one is your favorite Pride and Prejudice?
Oh, I like the BBC one, Colin Firth.
The Colin Firth one. Okay. Yes. What is your favorite writing fuel? What gets you, just speeding on the writing? A fuel.
I love to be outside if possible. I live out in the country and I write longhand still in a notebook. So I can take it outside and sitting in the sun, maybe a nice breeze, no one around. That's my fuel.
Yeah. Well, that would be very nice, wouldn't it? Okay. I like that. Well, except in the wintertime when it's snowing, I'm not
now
be a fan of that.
No.
Okay. So what is the one thing you're looking forward to this fall?
That I'm what?
What is the one thing you're looking forward to for the fall, for the autumn?
Oh, I love the weather. But I hate winter. So, I'm trying just to enjoy this, while it's here without letting oh my God, here comes winter, destroy it. But we have beautiful falls here. That's one thing we do have.
Oh, no, I was going to mention earlier, the one thing I do after Labor Day is that's when Costco has the pumpkin pie for sale. And they sometimes do it right before Labor Day, but you're not allowed to get by the pumpkin pie until after Labor Day. So this week I am going to get my pumpkin pie. Okay, so how do you celebrate a new release?
I celebrate a new release. I usually open a bottle of wine and have a glass. I don't usually drink it between times, but on those days, yeah, I'll have a nice glass of wine.
Are you red, white, rosé, champagne, sparkling?
Yeah, I like a sparkling wine. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just discovered sparkling rosé. Oh my gosh, it is so good.
That does sound good. Yeah, I like a sparkling.
And the rosé part is just like, because pink, but it's like bubbly. It's just, I suggest you get that. They also have that at Costco if you've got a Costco branch. I mean, for $10 a bottle, you can't go wrong. Okay. What advice would you give to your younger self?
I would say the easiest thing would be to say, don't give up, because it took me forever to get it. But I think what I would say now is savor every day. Just savor the fact you get to do what you love to do, and just take each day and take a minute to be grateful for it. It passes so quick.
That's a lovely, lovely thought. Okay. I don't know if this ever happens to you, but with whom would you like to be stuck in an elevator? They can be dead or alive.
Oh, I'm stuck in an elevator. I'm going to go with Colin Firth when,
Shirt on, wet, you're Darcy.
Just wet. Just the opposite. I'm gonna go with that. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love this. Okay, what era would you like to live in? Time period.
I always think Regency, and I'm going to stick with Regency. And everyone can, would know. Yeah, there's horses, the smell, whatever. But yes, the Regency. I loved that era, and I think that's what drove to write it. And I love to read books from that era, so that's my fave.
Okay, so this is because you've got so many books, so this might be hard for you, but is there any character from any of your books all the way back, even if it wasn't published, that you would like to be friends with?
I am going to go that is a hard one. I'm trying to think back to some of I think I'm just always in love with, right now I'm working on a paranormal, and my vampire name is Satin, and she's such a kick-ass. I really I'm not kick-ass, so I'm always drawn to women who can be that way. So I think part of it's just the fact that she's right in my mind right now, and she's who I'm working on. So, but right now it would be her, because she is definitely a take charge kind of gal.
So when you're writing these characters, do they come and come into your consciousness, like your dreams and stuff? Or are they like, imaginary friends?
Yeah, especially my guardians. I took like 2 or 3 years off after I wrote 12 books, and I just missed them. I mean, they're like a part of my family. I named my dog after my gargoyle. I mean, so they're just a part of my family, and I really missed them. So yeah, they definitely become more than just characters.
Okay. So who was your favorite or most challenging secondary character to write? Was there one that just annoyed you?
Levette. I love Levette, and he shows up in every single book regardless. He is in every single Guardian book, but he is super hard to write just because he's just known for being super witty and clever and stuff, and it's hard, It's like, I'm reading back through, it's like, he's not near as sharp and clever as he needs to be. And so I definitely go back and work on his has to be polished a lot more. Just because I think expectations for him are a lot higher. So he's the hardest by far.
Oh, okay. And he keeps coming back over and over and over.
Yes. So he's also my favorite.
Yeah. So he's also like, he's not going to let you go. So
Yeah.
he's yours for life.
Yes.
Okay. You are a professional writer, but all of us who work, we have distractions that we either use as crutches or just happen. What is your favorite distraction when you want to avoid writing or working?
I have 3 dogs, so my house is very full of very rambunctious. So I have a silver lab, I have a mini Aussie, and I have a rescue lab beagle something something. So they are a well loved distraction that, and I find as I get older and older, I'm much more easily distracted. So
Oh, okay. So we're coming close to the end of our interview, but we want to make sure that readers can stay in touch with you. So please tell us how the best way is for readers to stay in touch with you and find out more about you.
right. You can go to my website. It's just alexandraivy.com. On the very first page there, you can hit up, I have a newsletter, and I also have like a site or homepage news that you can get, which are really quick ones I send out if I happen to have a book bub, something on sale and stuff. So that's a good one to join if you don't like to get newsletters. And it's only when I have a sale or something, for that I think that they would like. So, or I'm on, of course, Facebook, I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not on TikTok, but like I barely can figure out what I'm doing. So
that's fine. Well, I want to thank you very much. And we've got a lot of us have read Faceless, and we are really excited about having you here to talk with us. And it's so great that you're going to take some questions, but thank you very much.
Thank you.